Hello, YouTube. Welcome once again to Fractured Realities. As you can see, I'm back in my humble abode on the couch. Today's a rainy, muggy day here in Texas, so I didn't really have anything planned outside either. But there's a few things that I wanted to talk about. First of all, are any of you feeling strange or out of the ordinary? You have that just feel like you're being pulled from many different corners that things are acting against you? Well, many of us do, especially those of us who are more spiritually inclined do tend to feel this way. And there's a lot of factors that are playing into this right now. Um, First of all, and I've covered this before, I won't go into deep detail on it, but there are the powers that be, the controllers of the world, the international bankers, who want to keep us divided. They control the news media, they control the movies, they control the tech companies, they control basically everything that you see or any way that you get your news sources from. So, what you are seeing, whether it's Fox, CNN, or even a lot of the so-called independent networks are actually, if you follow the money trail, they're controlled by them. Like, for instance, Alex Jones. You know, there was a reason why Alex Jones was so extra. Why he would get red in the face and he would yell and and they're turning the frogs gay. Yeah, there was a reason Alex Jones said because Alex Jones as a person doesn't exist. Alex Jones is a character who was created. Um, Alex Jones's Infowars channel was actually ran by the same people who own, I believe it was CNN. So yeah, that was what we call a big psyop, and you get a lot of those in the truther community. So you really got to watch out, what you buy into. So that's one thing, the human interference, and then you look at things from a scientific level, and you have the chemtrails that are in the sky spraying around aluminum oxide, and many other things. I believe that the main reason that these chemtrails are being sprayed is to act as a deflectant because they all have metallic materials in them. They're meant to act as a deflectant, almost a mirror, so that you can't see too far up and see what's going on. Now, why they're doing that, I have no idea. I haven't came up with any explanation, but regardless of why they're doing it, they are doing it. It's well documented at this point. Um, these metals seep into your pores, seep into your system, and it causes sickness. And then we're on to sickness. You want to talk about that? Let's talk about the pharmaceutical industry. The pharmaceutical industry, the biggest drug pushers in the world, Pfizer, Moderna, they are they cause probably I would this is just a rough guess. I don't have any documents or charts, but probably about 60 to 70% of the drug use. I mean, people grow up on ADHD medicine, which is basically methamphetamine. So when they get older and their Adderall and their Ritalin doesn't work, of course they're gonna turn to something stronger, something that they get off of the street. And unfortunately, a lot of times that turns into methamphetamine. And the same thing, you get hurt, they're going to prescribe opiates. Well, that forms an addiction. I myself was addicted to opiates and pills at one point. Luckily, that's it hasn't been an issue for a long time for me. But so I mean, I can relate just how easy it is, and we don't treat mental illness the same way we used to. At one point, we would put people in mental institutions, into facilities. Now, a lot of these facilities had some pretty barbaric practices and some pretty dark things that they did to people. So I'm not sipping for those, but at some point, we decided to close these facilities down and let the pharmaceutical industry take over. Now, these pills that they prescribe usually don't help them. They increase it or cause other mental problems besides the one that they had. They're not useful. They are meant to be a lifelong addiction. So not only, on top of the narrative being controlled that you're being told and shit being sprayed into the sky, not to mention all the nasty shit in our water, our food. Yeah, we're being poisoned, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Okay, and then you have other things that are a little deeper and more scientific. There's been a lot of astrological and astrology related things that have happened. And this isn't something that I'm an expert on, so I'm not going to talk long about it, but we passed through several gates. I noticed that there's big, crazy full moons every month to where there wasn't, at least not in the original reality I came from. But yeah, so you got pull from space, you got the things you watch interfering with you, and it's spiritual warfare. I mean, that's the true essence of what we're going through. This is World War III, but it's not being fought physically; it's being fought spiritually, and that's what people don't understand. So, I mean, what can we do to stop this onslaught? On our bodies, on our minds, and on our souls. Well, first thing is stop believing the propaganda. I mean, stop. Don't listen to CNN. Don't listen to Fox. Don't get pulled into this left right paradigm. You know, live on your own. Find things as you want. If you want to know really about something or a current event, look it up on Google or check it out on some other sources. I definitely recommend checking 3 or 4 sources for anything so that you're not getting a political spin. When you do this, you'll be able to put the pieces together and try to figure out more of what happened other than getting one person's point of view. That's first of all. Now, as far as the pharmaceutical thing, this is a real stickler, and a lot of people get very upset with me about this, but I absolutely try my very best at all means to stay away from pharmaceutical drugs. Pharmaceutical drugs are not helpful, in my opinion. And if you do enough research, you can find herbs, you can find different plants from around the world that have been used for thousands of years, a long time before they came out with benzos or Adderall or Ritalin that can help with these certain things. You just have to do your research. And I'm not saying don't go to a doctor if you're sick or you're hurt, but explore alternatives. Quite a few years ago when I first started this channel, I was basically straight edge. I didn't smoke, which I still battle the battle of tobacco now. I didn't drink, which I still don't. I still don't. I still haven't touched alcohol. But I kind of spoke out against THC and marijuana use. And, over the years, I've noticed and done a lot more reading and a lot more research. And like I said, I educated myself. I could say that I was wrong. And I feel that THC is beneficial. The cannabinoids, I probably pronounced that wrong. horrible with certain words, but they actually are cancer fighting. They actually do help you. Different strains of marijuana, when smoked, the indicas will help you sleep. They'll help you calm down if you're angry. Then you have your sativas. Those make you feel better. Those are good for body aches and body pains. And if you just want something down the middle, there's all kinds of hybrids. I mean, there's literally thousands and thousands of different strains. Now, I will put a disclaimer here on this. I do live in Texas. THC is not legal here, so I don't in any way advocate illegal drug use. That's just something that I don't do, nor will I ever do. You know, drugs are illegal here in Texas, so I definitely do not partake. It's tobacco. Definitely. Anyway, back to what I was saying. And a good solid base of spirituality is also something that can be very helpful for you in these times. Now, this is the stickler, and I can make a whole video on this, and I probably will later on. But just the absolute gatekeeping in the spiritual community is just as bad as the churches these days. You can't do that because of the law of three, or you can't do that because that is satanic and evil. And everybody seems to want to project their spiritual ideas and their spiritual beliefs on other people, and that's just why. I mean, that is a personal journey and a personal choice. You know, I made the personal choice to step away from Christianity and the Abrahamic faiths. And but that doesn't mean that I need to, you know, go to somebody's house and try to convert them to my beliefs. That's not necessary. Let them believe what they want to believe. It's all spiritual. I mean, really, the essence of God, the essence of the gods, the goddesses, demons, the devil, anything that you want is you. It's you. The changes that you have to make, you have to start within yourself. You're not going to get this from a drug. You're not going to get this from a spell. You're not going to get it from church. It's you. You have to believe that you can change and do things for yourself, and you can. You know, I'm not trying to make myself look better here, but I've fought drug addiction. I've battled cancer, and I've done these things on my own. I didn't need, you know, mounds of support around me or whatever. It would have been nice, but you know, I did what I had to do. But I've made it through. And I'm never in any way going to say that I'm the most emotionally strong individual around. I'm not. I mean, there were several times I went through a very, very dark time over the past couple of years. There was a reason why, you know, there was a gap between 2020 and 2022 because I was just in a bad state. And, you know, I didn't know what was going on with myself, so I'm certainly not. But you know, I've had some pretty positive people around me, and you know, I began relationships with new friends and you know, partners. You know, just positive people in my life. You know, and you know, I have a beautiful girlfriend who I talk to every day, who just absolutely uplifts me, and these things do a lot for your spirit. And it's good to be around people, but don't be around the wrong people. Don't be around people just because they say what you want, what you want to hear. I mean, you know, watch out for those people who do nothing but say exactly what you want to hear. Those people often turn out to be narcissists and not true. You know, and you know, don't live your life based on materialism. based on, oh, I have to have this car, I have to have this, or I'm not worthy, I haven't made it, I haven't done it. Brothers and sisters, if you are alive in 2020 and you're functional and you're not walking down the middle of the street fighting with imaginary people, homeless, you have fucking made it. If you have a roof under your feet, you got love in your life, you have people that care about you, you have made it. You have done it. All you could do is go up from here. So don't let all these negative influences that I talked about bring down your spirit. You are strong. I'm talking to every single one of you. Look at yourself in the mirror. Look at the accomplishments that you've made. If you haven't made any accomplishments, go out and get something done. Don't wait for a savior. There are no heroes. There are no special blessings coming your way. You have to get these things started yourself. And once you kickstart them, then you're going to find out who the real people are. Then you're going to attract the beautiful people into your life, the good people, the positive people, the money, and the things that you want will come. But you got to kickstart that. You got to kick yourself in the ass every day. You got to get out that door and you got to work for it. Nothing's going to be handed to you. Nothing's going to magic onto your lap. Sorry, that's just not the reality of it. But I felt that people needed that because I just see a lot of my friends on social media and in real life that are just having a horrible time dealing with it. They don't understand why they feel a certain way. And if you want to, one good way to measure how you feel at a certain time is there's a thing called the Schumann resonance. Now, I'm not going to try to explain this because this is a very technical thing and I don't want to sound stupid. I don't have a pile of notes sitting beside me, so I couldn't tell you the exacts, but I can tell you this much. The Schumann resonance, everything on our planet vibrates. Okay. And at one time, the perfect vibration was 5.87. Like the world would be fucking harmonious and we would be singing Kumbaya and fucking walking around naked and happy if everything was a 5.7. But lately, and I don't know if it's because CERN's blowing black holes in the fabric of reality, or if it's just this just collective disparagement that we're going through that is affecting it. But we're seeing spikes in the 40s, the 50s, and sometimes even 60 and above. So if you feel like you're being torn apart, that's because you're vibrating 12 to 14 times higher than you should be, and that is definitely going to affect you. That is going to affect the planet. That's why we're having a lot of these natural disasters that are just weird. Maybe that, maybe a little HAARP, who knows? I'm not sure, but the one good thing about that, and I recommend this to everybody, is there are apps in the Apple Store or Apple Play or whatever, and the other one for Android, that you can put on your phone for free. And if you start feeling freaked out, depressed, overwhelmed, angry suddenly, just click on it and check out the graphs and see how they're spiking. It'll usually go through about the last half hour, and just say, "Oh, that's why." That gives you at least a little bit of perspective as to why you're feeling this way. And believe me, if you think that your depression, your anxiety, the things that you're going through are just you and everybody else is out there running around having a normal life, no, we're all struggling. People deal with things a different way. Just know that you're not alone, and that there are others out there. And some of us reach out and try to help. I can't do much except for sit here and babble to you because I can't reach everyone. But hopefully something that I say gets through and helps people. But have no doubt about it. Um, I'm not going to make this too long. I'll wrap it up here in a minute. But have no doubt about it. This is World War III. This is the spiritual battle. We're being pulled from every direction. So just stay strong. Don't get involved. In my opinion, don't fall into the political game. Don't fall into the race thing. We are all in this together. It isn't about being rich. It isn't about being poor. It isn't about being spiritual or not spiritual. I don't give a fuck if you're an atheist. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what job you work. We are all being pulled by these things. We're all being affected. So please, just hang tight. Don't get involved in any groups. Don't get involved with toxic people. If you have a weird feeling about people or you see red flags, just avoid those people. If you want to be in that relationship, you could be in that relationship later on. You don't have to do it right now. And if you're interested in somebody and they get snatched up by somebody else right away, that your relationship probably wouldn't have lasted anyway. If somebody doesn't want to have to take the time to get to know and to love you, then that's their loss. There's 7.8 billion people out there that probably will. But, I don't want to babble too long on this, and maybe I'll make some other videos and go into the descriptions of these different things a little better when I'm a little more prepared. I just felt like there's a lot of people that are going through the dark night of the soul right now and just need somebody to reach out, need some sort of understanding. And for those of you on Facebook, if you have problems dealing with things and you want help, if I know the answers, I'm not gonna just spit shit to say it or say things to make you feel better. But if there's some way I can help, I'd be more than glad. Reach out to me in the comments if you need to. And you're not alone. We are in a spiritual war, but believe me, this won't last forever. Okay, this is going to come to an end. I can't give you a time frame. I can't say when, how long this is going to take because I'm not a psychic and I don't claim to be one, but it will come to an end at some point. Things will go back to normal or to a new paradigm, perhaps. But just hang in there, my friends. Love you all. Thank you. Bye.